In my paper, I talked about how we could use our understanding of microbial ecology to answer for the only life in the universe. I talked about how it is likely extraterrestrial life most easily detectable would be microbial. In this video, I want to diverge a little bit and talk about the more fun stuff in the talk of aliens. That is extraterrestrial intelligent life. Our search for them and the implication of discovering extraterrestrial life, whether intelligent or microbial, or for all we know, intelligent and microbial. So what are the aliens we may encounter? Movies have ideas that aliens will be monstrous, scary-looking, frightening creatures. However, it could be that they look like us. Think Superman. However, all these are obviously conjecture. The short answer is we really don't know. As seen on Earth, biology can take a variety of forms that are drastically different. As I briefly mentioned in my paper, it is also conceivable that life could be composed of different elements than life on Earth. Silicon is an element that could be a possible alternative to carbon. Under certain conditions, it could be involved in forming the molecules involved in life. Silicon is in the same group as carbon, and it has 4 valence electrons, so has the potential to form chemically important compounds for life. Additionally, water is believed to be critical for life. Water is important for life on Earth because it is a polar molecule, so it can easily dissolve other polar molecules like our DNA, RNA, proteins, and other molecules important for life. Water is also liquid over a large temperature range, and it happens to be liquid in the temperature range that Earth is found. Water also allows for the flow of substances into and out of cells. It is less dense as a solid than liquid, which is important for fish and other marine life, otherwise they would die in the winter when water froze over. Also, finally, water has a high surface tension, allowing for capillary action, which is important for many organisms to bring water into themselves, and also for trees to move water from their roots to their leaves. But there are theoretical alternatives to water, like other polar molecules. However, unlike water, other polar molecules do not contain all of the properties that water has. Rather, these properties can be found in multiple other substances, but none of them can be found in one substance like it is found with water. Basically, the point is, aliens may come in completely different form, so we should expand our imagination beyond an anthropocentric view of the universe. This point is a great transition to a discussion about the search for intelligent extraterrestrial life. A great backdrop to the discussion is the Drake equation. This equation was formulated by the astronomer Frank Drake in 1961. His formula reads N equals R star times Fp times Ne times Fl times Fi times Fc times L. N is the number of communicating alien civilizations, which is the product of the rate which stars are born, the fraction of those stars that have planets, the number of habitable planets, the fraction of those planets that develop life, the fraction that develop intelligent life, and how long the civilizations last. So this is not an answerable question, but rather it is a roadmap for questions that we must answer in our search for intelligent life. This is the framework that SETI is based on. Because it is dedicated to finding extraterrestrial intelligent communicative life, SETI has been trying to detect radio transmission from aliens since its inception in the 1960s. Unfortunately, it may not be that we found anything through SETI so far. A relatively new paper came out discussing how a more integrative approach is necessary for SETI to be potentially more successful. This paper suggests that one of the essential problems with SETI is that we are too focused with trying to find intelligent life that is similar to humans in composition, cognition, technology, and communication. Given the vastness and uniqueness of each potential world, it is unlikely they will be like us, who were created through the complex evolutionary forces on Earth. Thus, we need to expand our imagination beyond humanity. To do this, we have to identify a way to recognize signatures and signals that can be recognized across space and time and evolutionary differences. For the most part, we have been searching for biosignatures based on oxygen and water, but as is likely, these aren't the only potential biosignatures. We do know, though, that life generates a systemic disequilibrium in the environment. For example, on Earth, this is through the abnormally high concentration of oxygen, methane, carbon dioxide, and other molecules in the atmosphere that cannot be explained by abiotic processes alone. It is likely that on other worlds, supporting life will have a disequilibrium of some sort in their atmospheres. Currently, the search has been confined to radio signals, but it's possible that aliens do not communicate through radio signals, or they do not have the sensory ability to disentangle our message because of sensory differences. However, the language of math or physics should be the universal language because the same physics applies everywhere in the universe. We must also integrate the concept of coevolution and the development of life. Basically, life evolves based on the environmental conditions. These are obviously likely to be different elsewhere, so understanding how intelligent life may evolve in known exoplanet environments is important. In this way, we can potentially tailor our communicative method to fit what we may expect alien civilizations to be able to communicate with and respond to, other than what humans can respond to. The conclusion of the paper stresses the importance of a multidisciplinary approach to find extraterrestrial intelligence. Throughout my research, it has been strikingly clear that multidimensional approaches are vital to searching for all kinds of extraterrestrial life, intelligent or not, microbial or visible. Finally, I want to end my talk about what it would mean if we found extraterrestrial life. Understandably, this is a loaded question with implications in philosophy, religion, ethics, and biological sciences, just to name a few. Additionally, the response depends on if we discover simple life or technologically advanced life and the proximity of this life to Earth and our solar system. If we found microbial life, it would advance our understanding in biology and evolution and advance our knowledge in defining life and what it needs to survive. Not a whole lot would change in our daily lives, other than the interesting fact that life exists elsewhere. Most people would not notice unless they are scientifically inclined. What may cause a disruption is if we find intelligent, advanced extraterrestrial life. Of course, it would depend on if they were more or less advanced than we were. If they were less advanced than we were, this would raise ethical problems and, of course, would probably shake up religion. Unfortunately, the history of humanity is not shed positively on discovering new people and our treatment of less intelligent organisms on our own planet. If we cannot treat fellow humans and creatures of Earth well, wait till we find extraterrestrial intelligent life, who aren't human, but also aren't quote-unquote lesser species than we are. The last consideration is that a superior intelligence finds us in our home and decides to quote-unquote visit. I've seen enough science fiction movies to know it won't be good. Unlike in these movies, however, humans would not stand a chance to fight back. An intelligent species would not travel through space to be nice. It would mean that they want something, either resources or us, which any way you cut it would not be in our best interest and would be the end of humanity.